Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're taking in only as much news as you want to take in. And yes, I'm different today. I decided to flat iron my hair. The jury is out whether I'll do this again. But here's what I wanted to talk about. I lived in Europe for a couple of years, specifically London. And I was scared. I mean, I had been a Hoosier girl forever. I traveled a lot, lived in other cities, but it was a risk for me when I got an opportunity to take a job. I was, young, and but I was always very adventurous. And so there I went, and I spent time in London. I had a job as a director of international marketing for an insurance company, and so I got to travel all over Western Europe on somebody else's dime, which was very important. But I don't know how many countries that I picked up. I know when I travel to Colombia next month, it'll be my 20th country and my fifth continent. So I've been around a little bit, and it is one of my joys. Travel is one of my joys. And one of the things that I would see is there was a general respect for America as a country. Um, there were travelers who could be obnoxious as hell because we really want things our way when we go to somebody else's country. But for the most part, there was an admiration for our country for what it had achieved. There was really a better knowledge of its historic, ugly past, too, in terms of slavery, in terms of, I remember taking a group of kids from Pittsburgh to Ireland for 2 weeks. And it was interesting to note that the kids in Ireland really understood the civil rights movements, the legacy of slavery better than our children, because our children were not being taught to the level that the kids in the Irish school system. So I was in Belfast. Um, they were really knowledgeable about it and teaching our kids about what they knew about the civil rights movement. And so I felt both some pride as an American. This is a country that my family and all African American families and Chinese families and white families and a mixture of families built. We all built this country. To watch the news over the last few days as our strongest allies, and of course I've been to Canada more times than I can count, as to watch the bitterness that is happening in such a short time. 2 months in, Canada hates us. Mexico hates us. Mexico been hating on us for a minute for a reason, but little nuts. And here's the thing about how naive I was. I didn't realize how fast this would go down. This man is sinking this country and its reputation at light speed. But we have new friends. We're close with Russia. We're honing in on North Korea. We're looking at the worst of the worst in countries and embracing them. So where's this put us? The rest of us out here who want no parts of this. It feels like floating around on a cruise, and the iceberg is right there in front of you, and the captain is doing everything he can to steer it straight into it. And you're on like, oh my God. And your allies are trying to pull and redirect, and your captain is just pushing all the buttons he can. And he's like, we got to hit this iceberg because I'm controlling this. I'm the one. I'm the man. I don't give a damn if it crashes and burns. I'm the one. And the craziest thing, too, is it's clear that these ideologues who are really the ones who are screwing up this country right now, they had written down all their little plans in 2025 and didn't have a clue how they were going to actually work out. I'm going to do these tariffs. All right, you did the tariffs. All of a sudden, just like the last time, within hours or a couple of days, all the corporate leaders come to you and go, what the hell are you doing? Do you realize this is going to crash this market or crash that one? What the hell are you doing? I can't even have meetings with my constituents anymore because they're going to hell off on us because they're losing their jobs, they're losing veterans benefits, you're threatening Social Security, you're threatening Medicare, you're cutting Medicaid, people are not going to be able to eat. And we ain't got no answers but to hold steady. We're sure he has a plan, we think. This is America right now. This is a ship we're riding along in with a maniac steering it. I'm going to need the Democrats to grow some. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be crude, but it is minority women mostly with a voice. And when somebody decided they wanted to stand up at the State of the Union address the other day, what we do? We had Democrats saying you shouldn't have done that. We're confused, Democrats. We're going to need something very vocal from you. And look at your man in Maryland, the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. That's a leader. That's what leadership looks like. So I'm going to need y'all to take some notes. I know he's governing a state and he's not a senator or a congressman, but he is a leader, a thoughtful, fearless leader. And so I just needed to express this. I'm so ashamed right now of where we are. I am so ashamed of what America is doing to other countries. I don't think it's cute when you put out a tweet showing the Gaza Strip as the next Trump plaza. It's just beyond gross. And so put some pressure on your leaders, your congressional leaders, and demand action, measurable action, vocal action, because we can't afford to ride this out any longer. All right, I'll check in soon.